Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, your Lawrence Cardinals take on the South River Rams in varsity baseball. Let's send it out to the field for the game.
As the ball is getting tossed around, now it gets back to Connor on the mound as we are officially getting ready for the first pitch here today. Stepping up to the plate for the Rams for the first time is Joseph Lapori. He is not the leader of anything for this Rams team.
Yeah, well, when one kid is your leader of absolutely everything, it's kind of hard. That is still one of the most impressive things I've seen.
As a sophomore, too, man, it's crazy. It's just ridiculous.
It's a shame we don't get to see him pitch today. But, again, I already mentioned I like the matchups for today.
Yeah, indeed we do. Now, first pitch from Crowley is coming in. It's a bit low, so it's called the ball. So the first pitch of the game is a ball, and the count is now 1-0 for Lapori. Second pitch coming in for Crowley. Oh, is a swing and a miss for the first strike of the evening. There's a great pitch there from Crowley, able to find the zone. Coach Mayer giving a couple words, little motivation to his pitcher there. That one a little too high for Joseph's liking. So it's a ball there, count currently 2-1. We have the leader, Julius Rosado, in the on-deck circle for the Rams. That one, I pitch again high, so count now goes at 3-1 for Joseph in the batter's box. Joseph Lapori is the first batter of the evening for South River. Crowley there able to find the zone there, so it is a full count, 3-2. No outs up on the board here for the Rams. Joseph Lapori playing center field. That one getting foul tipped, getting out of play. So Joseph fighting in the batter's box. Count remains 3-2.
So I'm trying to gauge what this umpire's zone is going to be looking like throughout the game here.
Definitely a good thing to point out because we've seen different umps have different strike zones. So should be a good thing. And that one is again fouled down the left field line. That one will stay in play, but it will be foul. So the count is again 3-2.
It's a good fight from Lepore up there. I mean, Crowley's doing a really good job. You saw him struggling a little bit, but now he's back into it, and he's pounding the zone.
Yeah, he found the spot here, but see if he can continue it with this pitch. That one again fouled up in the air. Foul in the left side, so he's just a little late on the swing. But he is making contact.
Yeah, I mean, I always like a team with a good two-strike approach that can fight off those junk balls, wait for their fastball. And so far, it seems like the Rams got a really good foundation of doing that.
Another foul ball, so the count remains 3-2. Crowley definitely is working here on the mound. He definitely wants this out here. It's definitely high pitch at bat for Crowley, especially to start the game as well.
I think there's about 8 pitches already.
That one once again fouled behind the plate.
Yeah, one thing you have to, compliment a batter for is their ability to fight up there, fight the count, keep the pitcher working right now. If you're Crowley, you want a quick at bat, get him up and down. And Rams, really good approaches at the plate right now.
Yeah, different plans there, and then that one too high. So he will reach first base with a walk.
Yeah, that's what you can do. That's what you can't do up there. If you're Connor Crowley, you want to make sure you're trying to work ahead. I mean, he did a really good job falling behind there and then working his way back in. Just wasn't able to stop Lepore's fight off right there. And, now you throw one up at top of the zone there and you got a man on first. You got to be able to stay in control the entire at-bat.
Yeah, you definitely have to find that groove early for Crowley. And now up to plate for the Rams is the leader. Every stat, Julius Rosado, the shortstop.
Yeah, with a swing like that, I could see why.
Yeah, definitely a great swing for the first one. But it is it's a strike, it's a swing and a miss. So the count is 0-1. Joseph with a big lead over at first. Jim Mayer letting Crowley know to bring the ball a bit down there. He has thrown a bunch of high balls just to start off the game here. So we've seen Crowley having to find his groove early, and he does find it in the majority of the games, but we'll see what he does here. And he finds his zone there, so the count now is 1-2.
Yeah, this is a big kid, and he's a sophomore. I'm gonna need some documentation, birth certificate, if you will.
Just a little proof of age here for Joseph Rosado. He's a big guy here in the batter's box. Good swing. Looks like, and he cracks that one up in the air, an off-speed pitch. It's going towards the left field. Center field, Giovanni Brogo will call it and bring it in. Joseph taking a big run to second, and he makes it back to first on time. So there's one out on the board for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good pitching outing right there by Crowley. I mean, you see him start to get back into his groove and start hitting the zone a little better there. And they put away he puts away their number one hitter, whether or not it was a strikeout or not, even getting a batter to, do a little pop-up, hit a ground ball that will roll him out and, an out. Anything like that helps, so really good job to Crowley.
Yeah, definitely a good pitcher. Knows how to win his battles, and Crowley did that there. But now in the batter's box for the Rams, it's third baseman Parker Lane. First appearance of the evening.
Already the second lefty as well, Lepore and Lane.
Two lefties to start the game for the Rams. Joseph with, again, a big lead over at first, but he's not taking off.
Here, I'll take it. Thank you.
So here we have Parker Lane comfortable in the box. Count is 1-1 with one out. Crowley just taking a little step off the mound. Trying to find his little groove per se. He's been a little bit on and off this inning. Joseph with a big lead takes off there. Ball in the dirt, skips into Dobkins' glove, but the throw will not be in time. So Joseph will make it into second base safely.
Yeah, you saw the Rams player there. Lepore had a really good slide towards the bag as he started going towards the outside, getting ready to do a little swim maneuver if he has to on the tag. But Connor's got to, Coach Meyer's right. He's got to be quick to the plate there, a little slide step action, especially when you got speed on the bases. The last thing you want to do is give up free bases. You can't be letting a team like the Rams, you look at their scoring history and how many times they've been able to get people across the plate. You don't want to be giving up free bags.
You definitely don't want to give up free bags, and right there, count goes to 0-2. Or, pardon me, 2-2. But you're definitely right. On the mound, you have to be a bit aware of your surroundings and how quick you have to be with that first step. That one cracked down the left field line, but it does go foul. So the count will remain 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, even if it is just mixing up your looks, doing something different every time you come set on the mound to, keep the runner guessing, when he can go, when he can't go, throwing over here and there, even if it is just a junk move, you've got to do something different up there to not, let him start reading you.
Ooh, great pitch by Crowley there, but the ump calls that one a bit too high, so it'll be a 3-2 count. That pitch was just nasty.
Yeah, I definitely like that one. I mean, you could tell right out of their hand that one was going to curve in.
Yeah, and it did find the zone, but just a bit too late. So the full count here. It's a ground ball straight to the first baseman, Aiden Crowley. He has to sprint to make it. Oh, a diving spot to the first base, and Crowley ends up recording the out himself. That was a little crazy there. Coach Mayer a bit mad at at Aiden's brother Connor at the mound, not running to first base to recover, but Aiden just sweeping it up, a head first dive to first, touching the bag with his glove before the runner can make it.
Yeah, that's a really heads-up play right there by Crowley. Picking his brother up. A PFP is very simple. It's very routine, but when you're falling asleep on the mound like that, someone's got to take control. And Aiden did a very good job of realizing that and getting over to the bag in time. Again, doing a lot, putting the body in the line, sliding head first to the bag like that is very impressive.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot of Aiden Crowley, the young freshman, just letting his body just be there, getting hit by pitches and sucking it up, being a tough guy he is. But Connor with a high pitch there, so the count is now 1-1.
Yeah, you can tell Connor's kind of out of it. I mean, doesn't really have his full rhythm, in motion right now, and it's affecting him mentally, and you can kind of see it up there, especially on that last play. He blows that one right by him.
Yeah, great pitch by Crowley. The hat falls off, so the count is now 1-2. We've seen Connor's hat fall off a lot this year. It's his signature move, so we'll see that. And now Joseph is on third after that play over at First base, and there are 2 outs on the board. And that is a huge strike 3 there for Connor Crowley. So the inning will end with the man stranded on third base.
That's huge. I mean, you see him make a mental mistake and his team picks him up, and then he comes out and he strikes out the next hitter. That's exactly what you want out of a pitcher, someone who can lock back in after, kind of struggling a little bit there mentally and, just physically on the mound, not being able to really find his motion, nail the strike zone perfectly. But did a really good job getting the team out of that inning, so props to him.
Yeah, huge time. Great time on the mound for Crowley. But we'll be back with more Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. I'm Chris Aponte here with Owen McCarron. The score remains 0-0 as we enter the bottom of the first inning. One man was left on third base for the Rams as Joseph Lepore, the center fielder, was left on third base. And now the Cardinals are up to bat for the first time this evening.
Yeah, a lot of really good stuff to talk about that last inning. It started a little bit slow. They got a man on, and he ended up making his way all the way over to third. But a lot of really good work by Connor Crowley up on the mound, doing a really good job, making sure that, it was a bit of a small jam. It wasn't the biggest jam, but getting out of it with no damage done and 3 outs had, and now your team's up to the plate. That's that's the way to do it.
Yeah, those were a great pitching by Crowley on the mound. But now the bats will have to swing for the Cardinals as Giovanni Brogel, the leadoff hitter for the Cardinals, will now step in there. And Deacon Moore will make his appearance in the on-deck circle as he is now the second person in the lineup for the Cardinals. And on the mound for the Rams, as we mentioned earlier, was James Zori. Zori on the mound here for the Rams, getting ready for the first pitch. He delivers, and it will be just outside of the zone for a 1-0 count. That one just outside, just not making it, so the count will be 1-0. Next pitch is swung on by Brogel, has good pop, but he got under that one, so the center fielder will be there in time to record an F8 for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was Joseph Lepore out there doing a really good job getting under that ball, falling all the way. That ball was hit deep for the amount of height it had. Probably a good bit of carry within the bit of wind that we do have. It's a good swing by Brogel there.
Yeah, great swing by Brogel, but it just goes directly to the center fielder. So now Deacon Moore, the freshman, will make an appearance first time in second hole for the Cardinals. Oh, he's had a great season so far. Deacon's been in the bottom of the lineup for the Cardinals the majority of the year, but like I said, he's had a great year, so he finally found his way to the top. That one in the zone, so 2 strikes in a row. Count is now 0-2.
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely nice to see Deacon Moore further up towards the lineup as he's going to rip down one of the shortstop here. Julius Rosado making a really good play there. That's just a classic 6-3.
Yeah, Rosado right there just losing the ball in his glove really quick, but able to scoop it up and able to record the throw just in time. So, like you said, a 6-3 out, records his second out of the inning. Now up to bat for the Cardinals is shortstop Robert Kelly. Kelly also has had a great year so far. He's a team leader in home runs with 2 home runs on the year. That pitch low, so the count now 1-0. Next pitch coming in and swung on but foul. So the count will go to 1-1. There are 2 outs on the board here. James delivers for the next pitch. That pitch makes the zone for a 1-2 count now. So we have to see Kelly here fight in the box to stay alive. Next pitch is in. It's swung on by Kelly, but it's to the shortstop. Rosado's pick it up and toss it to the first baseman for a 6-3 out. So the Cardinals will go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first, but we'll be back in the top of the second here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. As we have the Lawrence Cardinals against the South River Rams. The score remains 0-0 as we enter the bottom. As we enter the bottom of the second inning. Oh, pardon me, the top of the second inning. Getting a little confused here. But Connor Crowley remains on the mound as he had a great first inning. Just walked the first batter, but able to find his groove and wrap up the inning. And the Cardinals did go down 1-2-3 in their end of the bat. So they're going to try to defend the field here again. And now up to bat for the Rams will be Matt Marcus, the left fielder.
Yeah, you got to see if Connor Crowley's going to be able to keep that momentum going. I mean, he's coming off of a not-so-terrible inning. He was able to go up there, do his job, end a bit of a run for the Rams there as they did get a guy on. But you start to see he's throwing in the dirt that first pitch right there. He's got to be able to find that release point and find that rhythm quicker right now so that, he's not letting them get any more opportunities.
They try to find the zone early in every count he can possible. That one a bit too inside there.
Yeah, it's better to find that rhythm now than, later in the game. If they start taking advantage of it now, it's going to be entirely too late by the time you start to, find your rhythm, get used to where, your release point is, the speed you're throwing at.
For sure, definitely well. And he found the zone. Did he not call it? And that one is...
Inside.
Looked like that one might have been just in the zone, but it was not called by the Blue. So the count will go to 3-0. Quick 3-0 count here. That one in the zone for a strike. 3-1, and Crowley's hat falls as usual. I wouldn't say as usual. Hasn't fouled much lately today. Coach telling him not to worry about his hat. And I don't think he should, as he found the zone for that one. So now it's a full count, 3-2. Crowley trying to fight back. That was a swing and a miss there by Matt Marquise. So Crowley try to finish him off here. And he hits the ball, but Giovanni Brogel will be there for an F8 to record the first out of the inning.
Yeah, doing a really good job keeping the hands inside on that swing and taking it over to Brogel. But, Brogel was just in the perfect place, right spot, right time. Good job to Crowley for giving him something to work with there instead of, any free bases again. You don't want to give that up right now. So that's just a really good pitching right there.
Yeah, definitely a great bounce back by Crowley there. Connor Crowley on the mound here, not Aiden Crowley. But Connor there again, starting off with the ball. He was able to fight back after 3-0, but as a pitcher, you just prefer not to have such high count at bats, high pitch at bats. And that one blows by James Zori, the pitcher himself. So the count is now 1-1. James Zori also on the mound for the Rams, and that's a beautiful pitch there in the zone. So now the count goes to 1-2. Connor delivering it once again. That one a little too low, so the count goes to 2-2.
Yeah, you see Dobkin drop that pitch. I mean, a lot of catchers, if you squeeze that pitch, umpire might be a little lenient with you and give you that one. But also, it seems like we're kind of working with a bit of a very tight zone today, if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely a lot more strict on the zone than we've seen from previous umps. We've seen a lot of umps have a pretty big zone, especially at times where you would think that they might narrow it down or just be more strict on it. They've been a little more lenient, and that beautiful curveball finds the zone for a strikeout looking. So Crowley records his second out of the inning himself.
Yeah, that was a beautiful curve. I can't lie. I'm kind of shocked by that one. I mean, he placed that perfectly, had an amazing release point on it. I mean, he even had the hitter himself very confused there. You saw his approach to that pitch.
Yeah, that was the hitter there, the pitcher for the Rams as well. Didn't really know what just hit him. He got lost there, and that a ground ball, but Riley Rivera able to backhand it and toss it to Aiden Crowley over at first base for a 4-3 out. So the Cardinals make it 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and we'll be back with more Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronco Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronco Retro, WRRC2. I'm Chris Aponte here with Owen McCarron as we enter the bottom of the second inning here on 107.7 The Bronc. And we're going to have Teak Toto make the batter's box for the first time this evening. The Cardinals did go down 1-2-3 last time they were in the batter's box, so they'll try to make things different. Teague Toto had a good past couple games, able to find base on the majority of his at-bats here. So we'll try to do the same as a cleanup hitter for the Cardinals in the first pitch. It's in the zone for a strike. So James Zori able to find the zone early in this at-bat. Next pitch coming in will be low and inside. So the count even up at 1-1. In the on-deck circle, we have Kellen Moore, the designated hitter of the day. Next pitch coming in. Looks to be a bit low and outside, but is in the zone for a strike. Toto not agreeing with that call. So it's a 1-2 count. And Toto just completely misses that one for a strike 3.
Yeah, you see Teague Toto definitely being one of the better hitters on this Cardinals lineup, and that was just a disgusting junk ball right there to finish him off. From a right-handed pitcher as well, you know, whenever right-handed pitchers throw those junk balls, lefties usually have a better eye for it, but that one had some really impressive drop on it that he just swung right over.
Yeah, definitely had a lot of drip to that pitch there for first out of the inning. That pitch doesn't even reach the plate. A good scoop by the catcher. Wouldn't really have mattered if the ball went behind him, but the count will go to 1-0. Kellen. Usually they're a cleanup hitter, but Teague Toto been able to fill that spot in as of lately for the Cardinals, and Kellen has been comfortable in the 5 spot here. Count is currently 2-0. That ball's fouled back, so the count will go to 2-1 against Kellen.
Yeah, another big name for the Cardinals here, Kellen. You know, he's been able to do a lot of really impressive things behind the plate. Last game we were at is when he hit that absolute moonshot over the fence here. If anybody's going to be able to get anything going right now, you know, especially in this inning with already, you know, 1 out down, you know, I would love for it to be Kellen.
Yeah, it definitely would be him in that pitch. A little by the knees, might be below the knees. Called a strike. That one does not reach the plate, so the count is now 3-2. Full count here for Kellen Moore with 1 out. Definitely trying to work with something here. Like you said, if someone would start it would be him. Next pitch is in. Seemed to be high, but it's in the zone for a strike 3, so the second out is recorded here for the Rams. That one, Kellen goes down looking.
Yeah, my only thing is, you know, you just don't want to go down looking again with 2 strikes on you. If it's even close, within a general vicinity, somewhere between the letters and, you know, maybe just below your knees, got to take a hack, you know, just fight it off. You don't really want to go down looking on that 3rd strike. It's just one of those things that if you got a chance to fight that pitch off and wait for a better one, might as well take it, you know?
Yeah, we've definitely seen the Rams been able to fight it off, but Kellen not able to fight off. 3-2 count there, so Riley Rivera will make his first appearance to the plate here, and he does swing that one, but it goes directly to the third baseman. A bit of a wild throw, but he will lay a tag down on Rivera, so the third out is recorded for the Cardinals. So another 1-2-3 inning, and it was a wild throw indeed, but it is a 1-2-3 inning for the Rams. So the inning will remain at 0-0, or the score remains 0-0 as we enter the top of the third here on 107.7 The Bronco Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
The Cardinals definitely just want to come away with the victory, if you ask me.
Yeah, without a doubt. You make a really good point, Chris. I mean, I think that was an okay inning right there. You know, first 2 hitters going down by means of strikeout there. Teague Toto swinging over an absolutely disgusting pitch. Kellen Moore, you know, just watching what, in my eyes, really wasn't a too terribly called strike go right by him. You know, whether that was inside or outside is definitely beyond me. But, you know, you just can't let a pitch like that slide. We saw the Rams do a really good job, their first hitter as well, Lepore. Remember, we were commenting a lot on how he extended that at bat, made the pitcher, you know, Connor Crowley, go to work up there on the mound, you know, drain his energy, take pitches out of his arm. Try to get him out of the game quicker if you can by, you know, the passive means, which is, you know, swinging your bat, fighting off those junk balls, waiting for yours, and then getting on base. That's exactly what Lepore did. You know, he went up there for about 9 pitches on maybe that 10th or 11th pitch. He was able to, you know, get that lucky walk, head down to first base. almost turned into a scoring play, almost. But, able to find his rhythm. Connor Crowley shut down that inning. But that's one thing that we need to see from the Cardinals this game as well, because clearly this Rams team is, a fight-off team. They know what they're doing up there with 2 strikes, or at least the top of the lineup does. As we're now getting, into the later parts of their lineup here, I'm pretty sure we're at 8-9-1, if I'm correct.
Yeah, we are at the bottom of the lineup, so definitely would be wishing for a better fight in the box for the Cardinals here today. But nonetheless, like you said, the 8-hitter for the Rams, Sebastian Susino, will make his first appearance in the batter's box here, as we are now starting the top of the 3rd inning as Connor Crowley remains on the mound for the Cardinals. First pitch in by Crowley is a bit outside, so it'll be called a ball. It's a very close pitch there. Could have gone either way, but that one is called the ball. So Crowley early down in the count here. That one swung on, goes foul up in the air behind everyone, including us. Sometimes I get a bit worried if I just can't see the ball and it might just drop on my head, but pray for the best, and so far I've been good this year. That pitch high. So the count goes to 2-1. Crowley has been down early in a lot of counts here today. Been able to fight off and actually get outs in a lot of these counts here, as he most likely will here. That's a ground ball to Riley Rivera. Tosses it over to Aiden Crowley for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, really good job there from Connor Crowley. I mean, you saw him struggle just a little bit there, throwing, up towards the birds. But he's doing a really good job of giving this team, pitches that they can still work with, not just throwing, 4 balls straight. When he does find the zone and they swing the bat, so far it's all been ground outs or flyouts. So as a pitcher, he's still up there doing his job.
Yeah, he definitely is doing his job as a pitcher. And that pitch again, high. And up to bat for the Rams is the catcher, Noah Borrero. I'll say it with a little Hispanic accent if I must. Borrero. Crowley delivering with his next pitch in the zone for a strike. A great fastball there, able to find the zone for a 1-1 count with 1 out as his hat falls off. Being the bottom of the Rams lineup, you would think they definitely would love to get someone on base here. That a great pitch finds the zone for now the count is 1-2.
Yeah, but Edo really just seems to think those last 2 pitches were inside as you see him trying to move away from the plate. But that's one thing you're not going to want to do is step off the plate. Fights that one off. And this is what we're talking about now with 2 strikes, how the Rams do a good job of fighting it off, given that is only 1 pitch fouled off. But in a 1-2 count, if he manages to work this up to a 3-2 or even a walk or just get on base, that'd still be some really impressive stuff from this Rams team.
That'd be very impressive.
Ooh, Connor Crowley.
Great curveball there by Crowley. Finds his zone and he strikes out Noah looking. And that was you could heard by both of our reactions, just straight oohs how great of a pitch that was.
Yeah, Connor Crowley's got, a bit of a rhythm issue, but when he throws that curveball and it's on, he sent away, I think, 2 of the Rams hitters so far on that amazing curveball he's got. And, I mean, when that ball comes out of the hand, you just know it's going to be an absolutely disgusting pitch.
Yeah, you definitely do. And, well, the batters definitely don't.
Yeah, and that might be the key to ending their fights up there. If he gets a good grip on one of those curveballs and can nail it in the zone on any of these hitters, it looks like they do kind of struggle with it just a bit, seeing it out of the hand and then seeing it, where it's going to be in the zone.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely hard to do as a batter, not expecting it, and curveball being that dirty. But now we're at the top of the order for the Rams. Joe from Lepore will make an appearance. Count was 1-1. He cracks one to Rivera. It's a ground ball. He'll toss it over to Aiden Crowley to record the 3rd out of the inning. So the Cardinals go 1-2-3 in the top of the 3rd. And now they're hoping to just not go 1-2-3 with the bats here. But we'll return on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Lawrence High School Baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. I'm Chris Aponte here with Owen McCarron. Score remains 0-0 as we enter the bottom of the 3rd inning here. Cardinals trying to use their bats this inning here to be huge for them. As James Sori's on the mound here for the Rams. The Rams have had back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings, so things have gone fairly quickly on their end. on their spectrum of the things. Now, up to bat is Aiden Crowley. Aiden Crowley up at the plate for the first time this evening. First pitch coming in by James. We foul tip and it gets stuck in the fence there. So,
Go get it.
those cool things that happen with baseball, not something you typically see. I'll leave it there for 1 second. Next pitch is in. It's chopped down the left field line, but will go foul. So Aiden Crowley down in the count now 0-2. As his brother, the pitcher, Connor Crowley, retrieves the ball that was stuck in the fence.
Yeah, Cardinals got to be able to find a bit of momentum here. They got to be able to figure out Zora, or I want to make sure I'm saying that name right. That is a crazy name I've never seen before. Zori.
Zori, yes.
Zori.
James Zori.
Yeah, they got to start finding out, where he's throwing the ball, what his pitches look like, get used to it up there, start swinging the bat more. Just get a feel for this pitcher up there and really get the momentum rolling right now. I mean, this has been a very slow-hitting game for both teams. I remember at the start when I said I thought it'd be a very offensive game. It's actually proven to be a very defensive game. You see both pitchers kind of dominating in a sense right now. I mean, Zori doing everything he can up there strikeout-wise. He's put away a good few of these Cardinals. And Connor Crowley doing a really good job of, letting the ball get hit to his infield behind him and the infield making the plays.
Yeah, both pitchers so far definitely are grooving here today. James now is facing the opposing pitcher, Connor Crowley. Connor Crowley will make his first appearance in the batter's box. Today, the first pitch is in the zone for a strike, so it'll be a 0-1 count. Zori delivers a second pitch, swung on by Crowley, but it's a backhand pick by
That was
the
smooth.
shortstop, Julius Rosado, and it's a throw to the first baseman, like you did say, that was very smooth. So
Yeah, it was
the 2
a
outs on
great
the board.
backhand, and he just kind of circles it right up in his arm and goes straight for the throw. No step, no nothing. I am going to need a birth certificate on him, though. Something about this says he's not as old as he looks.
Yeah, a bit of a bench warmers moment here, if you must say.
I am 12.
Nonetheless, we believe that he is high school age.
We did that for a tournament I played in over the summer.
Did you really?
Yeah, when we had my beard, we in crayon wrote "I'm 12" on a piece of paper with a photo of me and my beard on it.
And
Good rip.
Driska able to get on base for the first time this evening as it's hit directly back at the pitcher's feet, able to chop on the mound and make a way to the outfield.
Yeah, that's a really good way to get this momentum rolling right there. Driska doing his job, getting the bat on the ball, and, again, starting this game up for the Cardinals. It's been very slow offensively for both teams, and now you bring up your number one hitter here, Giovanni Brogel, and if anybody, again, is going to keep this momentum going, it's the top of the lineup here.
Yeah, definitely Giovanni Brogos. He was able to get a good crack on the ball, but was recorded as an F8. James there trying to throw it back over to his first baseman, Andrew Stefaro, pardon me. But Driska able to make it back on time. That pitch too high for Brogel, so the count goes to 1-0. Brogel has been very patient in the batter's box all year, so we'll see what he can work with.
Yeah, a lot of good looks right now from their pitcher, Zori, who's doing really good job still focusing all of his energy towards the play right now. And the Cardinals, again, I love that talk once the ball goes over, letting their boy know, oh.
Yeah, another cracked ball down the middle. Oh, Dan Driska taking a wild fall going back to second, but it's a bit of a crawl and makes it back to second safely. Just laughs on our end because we see him smiling, so he's A-okay, but definitely a bit of a worried moment there. But just
Yeah, I saw he had the time to round and go to third, and I looked up, and it looked like he got sniped. They're in the trees.
Yeah, he's losing his footing there, or maybe his shoe got untied as he's tying his shoe there. But nonetheless, a great hit by Giovanni Brogel, able to extend this inning for the Cardinals. It's now Deacon Moore's up at the plate for the Cardinals. We've seen the Cardinals have a bunch of 2-out runs before, so see if they could do that once again. And that ball is again swung on by Deacon, makes it to center field. They're going to send Driska home and see if he slides correctly this time, and he does, and he makes it home safely. The Cardinals get a 1-0 lead up on the board.
Yeah, that's the right way to start this game off. I mean, you got two really good drives right up the middle of the field through the gap. I mean, even though he may not have made it all the way over to third because he tripped, Deacon came up, did the right thing, got the job done, and brought him in.
Yeah, it definitely was a huge hit by Deacon, the leading hitter of this Cardinals team. So able to add something else to his tally mark. And now Robert Kelly, the team leader in home runs, will make an appearance at the plate. Cardinals seem to have are now currently wearing James's number on the mound. Seems like the past 3 hits have gone through almost in the same exact spot. It's a bit of a weird scenario that we just saw there. That ball low in the dirt gets behind the catcher, so all the runners will advance 1 bag. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Cardinals. 2 outs on the board for the third hitter in the hole, Robert Kelly.
Yeah, both hits there going on the ground, and then the one from Deacon Moore getting some actual air time there, going above and over the entire infield. This is 2 really good rips right there.
Yeah, 2 great hits there. Robert Kelly trying to extend this inning with more runs with 2 men on base in scoring position. That one outside, so the count is slowly in Kelly's favor. It's now 2-1. 2 outs up on the board. Next pitch in by James's. Finds the zone.
Yeah, you start to see Zori struggle a little bit up there as he gets in a bit of a jam. I mean, you've got Brogel and Moore on third and second here. A lot of potential here to do damage.
Yeah, a huge amount of potential here to do something. That one swung on by Robert Kelly, finds the gap. Mayer sends both of them home. Deacon will make it in sliding head first, so the Cardinals able to add 2 more runs there, and Robert Kelly makes it to second standing.
Yeah, it's a tough play. I mean, you see Rosado even try to slide for that one. All he's really got to do is stop that ball, and, only 1 run scores, 2-0 game. But with that ball getting through, that puts 2 runs through and a man on second now. So really good job by Kelly there, getting the job done and keeping this momentum for the Cardinals team going. It had to start on the hitting end sooner or later. Thank God it did start soon.
Yeah, it did start in this 3rd inning for the Cardinals. Like you did say, Julius Rosado probably just needed to stop that ball and get out of this inning, but that one getting away from his reach, bringing 2 extra runs. So now up at the plate for the Cardinals is right fielder Teak Toto. Teak Toto, the lead RBI hitter for this team, and that one will hit Teak Toto as he is walking down the first base with a bit of swag.
Yeah, and you'll start to see again, just like I said, Zori kind of getting out of the rhythm here. It's a tough jam to get out of. I mean, Cardinals go up on a 3-0 run out of nowhere. It's a lot of momentum on their shoulders right now, and if you're Zori, you don't really got much going for you right now other than, 2 outs, and you've got to be able to zone back in, get in your rhythm, throw the ball past, a really good hitter, Kellen Moore.
And Kellen Moore just cracks that one in the gap on the first pitch he likes. Definitely going to be a multi-base hit. Robert Kelly coming in easy. Teak Toto coming in again easy, and they're going to hold Kellen over at second base for a stand-up double. So they definitely found James Zori's code up on the mound. They found the software, hacked the device they needed to crack all the codes, and now they have a 5-0 lead, a 5-run. That's a 2-out, 5-run inning with 2 outs. So the Cardinals definitely in the groove here, as the Rams coach will take a walk up to the mound to talk to James.
Yeah, definitely. Again, making sure that you're staying in rhythm here. I mean, if you're Zori, that's just a tough one. 3, 4 actually back-to-back really good rips, getting the job done up there. And the Cardinals came out with a really good approach this inning, and they've just been absolutely dominating. I mean, you put up 5 runs in the same inning, almost back-to-back-to-back. And that's just really impressive stuff. As a pitcher, it's kind of demoralizing. You're up there on the mound trying to do your best to get out of this inning with 2 outs. Keep in mind, all this being done with 2 outs. As a pitcher, you think you're almost there, and then now you're 5 runs deep and 2 outs still, and you don't really know where to go from here. But all he's got to do, as he's just got Kellen Moore on second now, is find that rhythm, get this final out, and get back in the dugout.
Yeah, it's definitely heartbreaking for a pitcher for all of this to crumble at your fingertips with 2 outs up on the board, just 1 out from getting away with this inning. But the Cardinals found the clicks on the bat. That one a little low and outside, so the count will go to 1-0 with Riley Rivera now up at the plate, the second baseman for the Cardinals. That one.
Looks like it's in high inside maybe.
Yeah, so it'll be called a ball. We're about to make another appearance. Aiden Crowley up at the plate. This inning, that one low for Rivera, so the count will go to 3-0. So we'll see right here if James is able to fight back or he'll just walk Rivera here. Not able to find the zone, so 3-1 count. James might be able to fight this at bat here to try to find a way to finish this game off, or if I'm sorry, finish this inning off. Get out of a jam. Killamore standing over at second. Oh, and that one just skims Rivera. I wasn't able to see anything there, but the ump did see it and he called it. No reaction by the catcher either, so it seemed like it did hit him. So now Aiden Crowley will make a second appearance this inning in the batter's box. There's officially 2 men on the base for the Cardinals. Kellen Moore over at second. Riley Rivera over at first. Aiden Crowley was struck out last time. So hope for things to be a bit different. That one low and outside, so a ball. James here definitely not in his groove anymore. As we definitely thought it would be a pitching duel after the second inning, going into the bottom of the third, but even in the middle of the third inning, we probably thought that.
Yeah, all it takes really is just one bad outing.
Yeah.
I mean, you come out and a kid puts up a bunch of these kids put up some really good hits on you, get the momentum for their team going. Whatever momentum they build, they take away from you. And he's just having a rough day up at the plate right now. Can't really find that zone. Like I mentioned, looks like it's a very tight zone today. Although he hasn't been calling too inconsistently. It's hard to work with as a pitcher.
Yeah, it definitely is difficult to work with. Aiden Crowley able to get a bat to that one, but it goes foul and out of play. So the count will remain 2-2 here. But like you did say, it's definitely quick to get out of your groove as a pitcher. Just one at bat, one hit could just deteriorate you as a pitcher.
Yeah, if you weren't pounding a small zone before you start getting out of your rhythm, the umpire is going to start giving you less and less of those ones that he finds just outside of the zone. If you start pounding the zone all game and you just miss that spot once, he might give it to you just out of generosity. But once you start to kind of lose it a little bit, that generosity will slowly dissipate.
Yes, definitely slowly will. And Aiden Crowley, a direct hot shot to the pitcher, gets in his mitt, leaves, and he's able to get the ball to first base in time for an out. Nonetheless, the Cardinals put up 5 runs in a monster bottom of the third inning for the Cardinals as they now hold a 5-0 lead as we now enter the top of the 4th inning here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro WRRC2 as the Cardinals take the field once again as we are now in the top of the 4th inning as they do hold a 5-0 lead against the South River Rams. It was a monster bottom of the 3rd inning for the Cardinals as they were able to bring in 5 runs with 2 outs on the board. So something we've seen the Cardinals do a lot, a bunch of situational hitting, I guess they do in practice, transition to the games. But now up to bat for the Rams is shortstop and team leader in literally every single stat, Julius Rosado.
Yeah, this kid's a beast.
Swings that one, it's up in the air, goes foul.
This is the kid you're probably not going to give, anything right down the zone to. His last at bat kind of struggled though. I'm pretty sure he was the one who had popped out. Yeah, popped out straight to Giovanni Brogo, but deep center.
Yeah, it was good contact. Just got low.
Swings over that one. Yeah.
And great pitch by Crowley. Crowley quickly goes up in this count 0-2 against Julius.
It's good to see. The Cardinals got a lot of momentum now. Crowley really doesn't have much to worry about. He's got a lot of room to work with before this game starts getting dangerously close. They got a 5-0 lead. Let him go up there and just, again, now he can start to find that rhythm again. And clearly, he's already back into it, building off of that momentum that they already have. And one thing I do like about this matchup specifically is Crowley isn't necessarily the fastest throwing pitcher. And one issue you'll run into when you've got these, bigger power hitters coming up is they expect that ball to, come in quick. So they actually have to make the adjustment to that speed. And as long as he's able to throw strikes, he'll swing over all day.
Yeah, that one hit directly to Dentris, go over the third base, and to take a line ball right over to Aiden Crowley at first base for the first out of the inning. Like you did say, definitely have to be ready for that off-speed pitch if you're a power hitter like Rosado, and he was a bit early on that one. So
Yeah, it's kind of swinging down on that one. Obviously not the hit he was looking for, especially being the hitting leader.
yeah,
Kid is built like he hits nothing but tanks.
yeah, and that one, nothing but a tank straight to Drizga, and Drizga swooping it up. Ooh, that bit of a crazy pitch there by Crowley for the first ball of this at bat, and up to bat for the Rams is third baseman Parker Lane.
I think he thinks he might have a better mustache than me.
I was just about to say, Lane with the stash.
I should let him
Owen with
know.
the stash. I think you should. After the game, though.
It's a competition out here, man.
Yeah.
Can't be letting these kids think they're better than me.
For the Rams, Lane here cracking a couple smiles over at the plate. But it is an even count at 1-1. Crowley definitely in his groove now. It's a fly ball up in the air. Can't see it. It seems like it's behind us, so I'm not too worried. Count is now 1-2. Crowley is definitely in his groove now.
Oh, yeah, easily, without a doubt. I mean, you can tell it's a different type of Crowley we're dealing with up here compared to that first and second inning. Third and fourth inning Crowley is exactly where it's at.
Ooh,
Bang! Oh, my God.
Great off-speed pitch by Crowley. Again, I think our initial reactions are the best thing to listen to.
That's that curveball you're talking about.
That's that curveball right there.
Especially on a lefty hitter. Again, when you're a right-handed pitcher throwing a curveball to a lefty, again, they usually get a better jump on it. They get a better gauge of where that ball is going to finish because they get to see it the entire way. And it doesn't look like it's going to hit him. But he's caught, I think, 2 lefties out on that same pitch right there.
Yeah, he did. And recording the second out, so he's making this inning pretty quick.
Not a
As
car.
now up to the plate is first baseman Andrew Stefan. And that one does not hit a car. Might roll to a tire, but it won't strike the roof of a car. Count is now 0-1 with 2 outs up on the board. That one, ooh, a beautiful pitch there, but
Low.
too low. We've seen that one called before with other umps, but Owen, like you did mention all game, this ump is not letting some pitch like that go by. Next pitch by Crowley over at the mound is an off-speed pitch, and that one's just hit directly over his head for a single for the cleanup hitter, Andrew Stefaro.
Yeah, that was that beautiful curveball that you're talking about, him throwing. I mean, you saw it. He went for it right out of the hand. Stefaro did a really good job keeping the hands inside, taking a nice swing on that and just putting it right over the infield for a nice little base hit single. I mean, you know, as a pitcher, you tip your hat to that type of swing.
Yeah, definitely the type of pitch that you would did, or a type of hit that you would tip your hat to. He was able to stay back and low on that one, so he does reach first base this inning.
Blows that one right by him.
Yeah, Matt Marquise, pardon me, able swings a bit of an awkward swing there as he steps away, very, very far away with his lead foot, but again,
Yeah, it starts tall, ends very long.
yeah, very, very, very long, but Crowley able to be up in his count now 0-2. So see if he could bounce back. If Matt in the batter's box could bounce back here. Ooh, great pitch by Connor Crowley on the mound. Just a
Yeah,
bit
Dobkin
too
holding that one
inside there.
You saw him hold that pitch. He wanted that.
Yeah, Dobkins definitely wanted that one called. Definitely wanted to get out of this inning here. Nonetheless, it's been a pretty quick inning here for the Cardinals, specifically Crowley working on the mound. Again, a
Same
beautiful
spot.
pitch. Not able to find the spot. So now the count goes to 2-2. That was a beautiful pitch as well. Like that one just dropping into the zone, in my opinion. But the ump has different thoughts on that. Crowley decides to throw his fastball, but that one will find the zone, or just find the ground for a single. So now for the batter's box for the Rams will be pitcher James Zori. Now 2 Rams on the bases here on the bases here. Man on first and second. Connor Crowley now with 2 outs here. Wouldn't even say it's a bit of a jam yet because Crowley has been dishing out so far. A couple pitches haven't gone his way, but and like you did mention, a smaller zone here for today's game.
Yeah, and you'll see for the first times in the first inning as well, the Rams with 2 runners on bases right now, second and first here. Looking to see if they can also put up that 2-out rally that the Cardinals did, but Crowley's going to go up in the count now, 0-2. And unless, we put up a really good fight here, I mean, this could be a really good outing again for Connor Crowley.
Yeah, that pitch seemed to be a bit low compared to the ump's previous calls, and the pitcher up at the plate, James Zori, definitely didn't like that call as he was not getting those earlier. And that fastball blows by him for strike 3, so the Cardinals able to get out of a bit of a jam as they still hold a 5-0 lead. But we'll be back in the bottom of the 4th inning here on 107.7 The Bronco Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals Baseball here on 107.7 The Bronco Retro, WRRC2. Cardinals currently hold a 5-0 lead as we are now entering the bottom of the 4th inning. The Cardinals able to put up all 5 of these runs in their previous inning with 2 outs on the board. Starting off with a single by Dan Drizga, and he was able to record the first run in for the Cardinals. Drizga tripping up over at second base, but he found his footing and made it back home. So
we can find his footing up here in the box, get another hit, keep this momentum for the Cardinals going right now.
Yeah, it would be great. It would be great now, but up at the plate for the Cardinals is pitcher Connor Crowley.
There it is.
Swings it, but it's a ball directly to Julius Rosado. He's able to get the throw in on time for the first out of the inning.
That clean 6-3. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful 6-3. I love seeing it. I hate that it's on our team, but I love seeing it.
Yeah, definitely a clean 6-3 there. Crowley hustling down the first base line, but like I said, it was too clean and ball was there in time. So now the man that started off the run for the Cardinals now up at the plate, Dan Drizga. Like you said, Owen, he definitely found his footing here in the batter's box. That pitch too high. So the count now goes to 2-0. If I'm correct, I wasn't able to see what the first pitch was called. That one, a strike. So the count now is 2-1. Drizga has been a good year so far over at third base. Did suffer a concussion early in the year, but yeah, I could definitely bounce back. He got a concussion against Pennington, but nonetheless, tough dude, able to bounce back. Next pitch coming in is low in the dirt.
Free bases.
Drizga will indeed will accept the free base and walk and take a low jog over to first base.
We love free baseball.
Indeed we do. I just love free things in general.
Yeah.
If I must say. If something's free, hand it over. I'll figure out what to do with it. But now up at the plate for the Cardinals, the top of the lineup, center fielder, Giovanni Brogel. Oh, a bit of a high pitch for Brogel. So the count will be 1-0. Drizga with a decent-sized lead over at first base. We'll see if he takes off. Hopefully he keeps his footing this time. A ball directly to Rosado. And hand it over to the second baseman. So it'll be a fielder's choice as they record the out over at second base. But Brogel able to make it the first on time.
Yeah, I was looking to see if we'd see our first double play. I haven't seen any double plays been turned in my few games that I've done so far. I imagine you guys may have in the whole season so far.
And we've only seen a handful of that we've actually witnessed. We've seen a couple of attempts, but like you see just now, just not able to get the job done, I guess you would say.
Oh.
Deacon swings on that one, but it's going to find the ground over at right field. Giovanni Brogel will take off the third base and make it in on time. So
Yeah, kind of amazed the right fielder didn't try coming in for that. It looked like, he may have had potentially a bad jump, but I thought he had the timing for that, definitely.
Yeah, definitely seem a ball. Definitely looks like a ball that you would think that he would be able to make a play at. Definitely enough of time to get under it, and it wasn't in a terrible spot. But nonetheless, Deacon Moore able to reach base. Once again, the team leader in hits. Just proving himself again. It's crazy that he's only a freshman doing what he's doing. But now up at the plate is the third hitter in the hole, Robert Kelly, the shortstop. And he swings at that one. First pitch directly to the third baseman. He'll toss it over to Robert Kelly. To the first baseman.
He's got a weird throw.
Yeah, definitely a weird throw.
See the way
by Parker
If he
Lane.
ever gets that ball again, look at the way he bends his hand backwards, flicks it, and then it's weird. He did it last time, too, and that ball was thrown almost directly over the first baseman's head there, but it's just a weird motion.
Oh, yeah, when he laid the tag down over at the runner. Definitely a weird motion, like you did say, but the throw was able to make it on time, so the Cardinals will go down as they still hold a 5-0 lead as we now enter the top of the 5th inning here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro WRRC2. As we now enter the top of the 5th inning as the Cardinals do hold a 5-0 lead over the South River Rams. Up to bat for the Rams, it's number 2, Brandon Lell.
Is it DH?
He is
Or a
not.
pinch
He's a
hitter?
right fielder.
I was about to say.
Yeah, he's just in the bottom of the order for the Rams. He is the 7 hitter for the Rams here. So it'll be a 7, 8, 9 inning looking for the Cardinals. A beautiful pitch there
Ooh.
finds the zone. So the count now is 0-2. Crowley early in the games would be down in the count. Now he's up in the count. Oh, a great pitch, but
Yeah, that one definitely a little bit up, looked out as well. You saw Dobkins' glove cross his body there.
yeah, Brandon there decides to pull back on that swing. So he just check it. Check ching. And Crowley delivers for the next pitch. It is hit. A diving play made by Drizga, but he's not able to keep the glove on it. He throws it over at first. And Crowley would just scoop it up to make sure the runner doesn't go anywhere. Nonetheless, Brandon will make it to first safely. And there's no outs recorded by the Cardinals.
Hey, that's exactly how you do it if you're Drizga. Keep that ball in front. If that ball goes down the line at all and, he's hustling his butt off over there, Brendan Lell, he's got a really good chance of making it over for a stand-up double.
Yeah, indeed he did if that ball did go over. Like you said, Drizga, his best job there is to keep it in front of him.
Yeah, he did a really good job laying out for that ball. I actually thought he may have potentially had it if that ball were in the glove originally.
Yeah, I thought he did too, but ball just popped out last second. That one getting swung on, going foul. Owen wants to grab it, but it's too far of reach.
I'll never get mine pop up. I'll never get it.
I don't know if you will. Honestly, I truthfully don't know. I hope you do, man. I really hope you do.
It's going to be tomorrow. Watch.
Hopefully. So the count now is 0-2. Up at the plate is Sebastian Susino. Cracks that one down the right field line, but Teak Toto doesn't even have to move. And he shoots it over the first base to try doing a double play. But he doesn't make it in on time, so the first baseman, Brandon Lee, will remain there as one out is recorded. Teak Toto didn't even move a muscle there to find that ball. Well, he maybe moved his eyes a little bit, but probably the only muscle there that he moved. Coaches are telling him to move a bit in the outfield. He finds the spot the coaches want him there. First pitch by Crowley is too high. So the count will be 1-0. Now at the plate is the catcher, Noah Borrero. Noah Borrero trying to find a little spot here. Definitely trying to just advance everyone if he can. Or the Cardinals, maybe we'll show Owen the first double play he'll see this year.
Ooh.
But nope, that one high in the air. Brogel will get under it for an F8. And they just toss it over to Riley Rivera.
Yeah, Cardinals doing a really good job now, keeping the momentum of this Rams team down. I was just about to say they finally got a runner on without 2 outs here since the last time they did it, or since the first inning, when they had no outs and they got a runner on. Now they only had 1 and they had a man on first, and, they're right back in the same position here trying to put up any type of numbers with 2 outs on the board.
Yeah, anything would be great here. Just now we're in the top of the order for the Rams. Is up the plate is Joseph Lepore.
Yeah, Lepore did a really good job his first at-bat, fighting off a lot of really good pitches there from Crowley, which is potentially why he had those, 2 very rough first 2 innings.
Yeah, that the first at-bat lasted around anywhere between 8 to 11, maybe even 12 pitches creaming up on there. So definitely not the first type of at-bat you like as a pitcher, but it just shows.
Especially for the first batter of the game as well. You don't really want to go to work that hard just yet.
And without even really getting in your groove yet. And we saw him struggle and get out the first inning. That one's fouled once again, so the count stays 0-2. This is a little flashback of what we saw earlier in the first inning. Just a battle between pitcher and hitter here. 2 outs are up on the board. A man is on first base for the Rams. Score is 5-0. The next pitch by Crowley gets Joseph swinging there, so that will be the 3rd out of the inning.
That's a very impressive pitch by Connor Crowley right there to send Joseph down swinging as well. I was a little bit confused there whether or not that was a drop for a strike or not. But, with a man on first, that rule doesn't apply. But still, a lot of good credit to Dobkin for scooping that one up as well.
Yeah, it was a great scoop by Dobkin. So the Cardinals still hold a 5-0 lead as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals Baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. I'm Chris Aponte here with Owen McCarron as we now enter the bottom of the 5th inning here. The 15-5 Lawrence Cardinals currently winning this game against the South River Rams. They are currently 12-6 on the year. So both teams decent record. I mean, not decent, I meant to say. Both very good records, but I would say similar records, I meant to say. And now reaching the batter's box. Once again, it's right fielder Teak Toto, the man who just moved his eyes for that F9 that he recorded.
Yeah, Zori's still kind of struggling up on the mound right there. I mean, again, we're kind of starting to see him go for the long run here, it seems. I'm not seeing anybody else warm up for the Rams. Haven't seen anybody else warm up for the Rams. You got to start thinking, when is his time going to be up? He did have one long inning there, but he could go all 7. He's not pitching a terrible game. He did have that one very rough outing during that 4th inning there when they were able, that 3rd inning when they were able to get all their momentum. So again, just curious to see if he's locked in or not, and if he isn't, are the Cardinals, how are they going to be taking advantage of that?
Yeah, that pitch swung on by Toto, a chopper to the second baseman, and just a little hand toss over to the first baseman for the 1st out of the inning. So, like you did say, he just had a bit of a jam in the 3rd inning, but since then and overall, except that inning and except that two-out scenario, he's been pretty solid on the mound. So,
yeah, you take that inning away, make it even any better, less unfortunate, and you still get a 0-0 ball game right here.
Yeah, you definitely do. And now up at the plate is Kellen Moore, who his last at bat hit a double in the gap there, but Owen didn't like that swing, so.
Oh, Kellen.
Kellen didn't like that swing either. So the count is now 0-1. Kellen swung at the first pitch his last at bat, so probably was trying to do the same there. But he does hit that one, and it goes foul.
Yeah, Kellen got to work his way back up in the count now. He's down 0-2, taking a bit of a wonky swing on that first very dirty junk ball from Zori, if I got to say. And then fouling off that next pitch right there down the first base line. But definitely not scared to work from behind. And again, curious to see his 2-strike approach here.
He's not scared to work from behind. That one in the dirt. His first at-bat, he did get struck out looking. He did strike out looking, so, hopes he doesn't do that again. Strikes out swinging this time. So.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to take that the leg kick out of the swing there and see if he could just get the bat around quick enough. That's a bit of a low pitch. It's one of those ones that you can leave behind. But again, with 2 strikes on you, you don't really want to let anything go by that's close or could be called for a strike. But I think that one, he was just hit his eyes focused a little bit too far down and decided to take a swing on that one. I think he could have easily had a ball 2 right there, or a ball 1.
Yeah, definitely would have been a ball if that pitch was called. Nonetheless, there are 2 outs up on the board for the Rams, and now up at the plate is second baseman Riley Rivera. Riley's been pretty active over at second base today with a handful of just low ground balls and throws over to first base, but there's some games where Rivera doesn't even get much action.
What a piece.
That is shot. The right fielder gets a terrible first read on that one. So Rivera looking for extra bases. We've seen him early this year get a inside the park home run in a scenario like this, and Jim Mayer is stopping him over at third for a stand-up triple.
Yeah, you know what? And to Zori, that's not really your fault. Rivera got a really good piece on that one. I mean, that ball, respectfully to the Cardinals, that's routine. Bit of a bad read over there by Brendan Zai. Or, wait, Lee. By Brandon Lee. Coming in on that ball, just trying to get a jump on it way too quick. You saw that ball go way over his head. It took him all the way to the fence. Now he's got to play a game of catch-up. And Rivera, really good job seeing that, not just walking over to first, because now you got a man standing on third, and you bring up a really good hitter right here, actually.
It's a pitch hitter.
Are we bringing a pinch hitter? Is this Neiman?
Yes, indeed it is.
Is this
TJ Neiman making an appearance in the batter's box today.
Last time I saw Neiman, he did tank.
He did.
Knock on wood somewhere.
So we'll see. Hopefully Neiman will be able to bring a run home here. Like you did say, it is low. I'm sorry. That was me who said Lee, so pardon me.
Low?
It is low, yes.
Yeah,
Low.
not sure how many times I've seen Neiman hit since the Ewing game, but since the Ewing game, he had his first varsity hit, and it was an absolute tank. It was a stand-up double.
It was. So hopefully trying to do the same here. That went a bit outside. So Zori here trying to get out of that jam. Rivera standing over at third. Neiman trying to extend this lead here, 6-0 if possible. He swings on that one, but goes foul. That fence wasn't there. That big gate probably would hit my car. But, you know, thankful it didn't hit my car. Or no cars. Didn't hit anyone. Count is still 1-1 with 2 outs for Neiman at the batter's box. This is his first appearance at the game. Swings at that one. Goes foul.
Come on, Neiman.
Mayer just posing, watching him.
Come on.
Yeah, a couple words. It's always good when you have an older coach just pose and yell at you. Nothing better than that. On that one low, so the count now goes to 2-2. 2 outs up on the board.
Yeah, Neiman coming in late in the game. Already having a good gauge of the zone. Really good watching that one.
Yeah, seems like Neiman.
I take that back.
Oh, I was about to say something as well, but Neiman goes down swinging on that one. So the Cardinals will leave Rivera stranded over at third base, but we will now enter the top of the 6th inning as the Cardinals still hold a 5-0 lead here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. Cardinals hold a 5-0 lead in the top of the 6th inning against the South River Rams. Big man for the Rams here, shortstop Julius Rosado, now making a third appearance of the afternoon at the box. He has gone down 0-2 today. Rosado.
Yeah, cleaning out Rosado's best day, but again, you know, Takana Crowley doing a really good job shutting him down. You know, again, I mentioned earlier with these power hitters and these pitching matchups where maybe you don't have that much speed, but you got a lot of junk behind you. And we've seen Connor Crowley clearly has a lot of good control over his junk pitches with that curveball we've seen him throw. You know, this is a very good matchup here. You'll catch the power hitter, you know, kind of very out in front, looking to try to jump on one of those, you know, I guess fastballs we'll say, but to them, you know, they're used to a lot faster speeds to, you know, get good pop off the bat here. He'll swing over a lot on those.
Yeah, he will try to get under it and take it far as that one goes foul.
Yeah, and you'll see, I mean, at a second at bat, swinging over, getting a ground ball down the third base line for the quick, easy 5-3 there. And then you'll see him get under his first at bat as well and pop that one out straight to Giovanni Brogel. So, see if the pattern will repeat itself.
We'll see. Cracks that one on the left field line. Looks like it might reach the fence, but it goes foul.
Oh, that is a long strike, buddy. I am so sorry.
Definitely a shot down the left field line. Deacon Moore making a run for it, but nonetheless it goes foul. It does hit the fence. So the count will remain 2-2 for Rosado in the batter's box.
Yeah, that ball was torn apart.
Doing a little 6-inning stretch as we speak. You know, 7th inning stretch is the end of the game for high school, so.
Might as well get it out now.
Yeah. Crowley there trying to work his off-speed pitch there, but not able to find the zone. Take my seat to not ruin the pattern for Crowley.
Again, very dangerous territory here. So Crowley's, you know, probably going to end up having to throw a fastball. But again, you know, we might see him swing over.
Yeah, we'll see what he could do here. He throws at fastball, but
There
that
it
one's
is.
popped up in the air. Brogel running in, and he gets under it for an F8. A little bit worried there for Brogel, but eventually able to find it because Rosado really did get under that ball.
Yeah, see, pattern repeats itself. Just getting under that one. Can't exactly find a good spot to barrel that ball like I'm assuming he wants to. But, you know, when you see a pitcher who's pitching at a much different speed than what you're used to, I mean, that's the type of adjustment you got to make. And if you can't make it early on in the game in your first 2 at-bats, you know, the third at-bat is way too late.
Yeah, it definitely is. Now up to the plate is Matt Lee. I'm sorry. Take that back from me. Parker Lane.
Parker, mustache man.
Peter Parker grew up a little bit and grew a mustache.
I mean, I really think he thinks it's better than mine.
I think you should point it out and let him know. At least after the game.
if I were on the team, I would.
Oh, you definitely would. You definitely would.
We talked about it on the car ride over, man. The chirping. If I were on the team and I saw a man try to compete with me and my mustache, no.
Never, never, never.
No, come on.
Especially not in a sports scenario like this.
There's no letting that one slide.
Oh, a great pitch
Ooh.
right there. Parker just looking up, a bit
I
annoyed.
definitely thought that was. It's actually funny having a mustache as a high school baseball player. The amount of kids that would come up to me and go, "Man, I love your mustache."
I like your mustache. Not a lot of high schools have mustaches. I didn't have a beard or anything like that in high school, so.
I think I had my first beard by the end of freshman year. That's a great K, by the way, from Crowley. We should probably mention that as well.
Yeah, huge swing and miss by Parker Lane. So Crowley just adds on another strikeout.
Hey, me personally, in my days, I would have not have gone down swinging and missing like that. I think. There's a very good chance that I could have, but I think that means I got the better mustache. That's all I'm saying.
If I was in Little League, if I go down swinging like that, I'm letting the bat fly.
I quit.
I quit. So
I've
now
had
up at the
enough.
plate is Matt Marquise over on left field here. But yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of dedication by these players. So they've definitely been able to do their thing. The Cardinals on the field here today.
Ooh, swinging over again.
Yeah, huge swing and miss. I remember I wanted to, at practice my sophomore year, I wanted to see if I could get some work on the mound. And God, man, I never got back on the mound after that day.
No?
No, I learned my
Pitching's
lesson.
fun, man.
Yeah, I just wasn't that good at it, man. I had nothing but just a regular fastball.
If you're a non-pitcher, all you need to learn to throw is junk balls, and they'll throw you in for an inning. As long as you can throw them good.
Yeah.
That's what one of our catchers did, is he knew how to throw a knuckle curve and a curve, and he would go up there for about an inning and just go to work.
I mean, a knuckle curve and a knuckle is a great thing to have in your arsenal. I mean,
I know.
That's ridiculous.
But if you don't perfect a changeup or a fastball, I mean, if that knuckle curve isn't feeling it that day, you're kind of useless.
Yeah, that is true. Crowley here, 2-2 in this count against Matt. That one high, so it goes to 3-2. There are 2 outs on the board. But yeah, a knuckle curve and knuckle is something to have. And I had nothing but a fastball and a whatever you want to call curveball that didn't really curve.
Yeah, someone's got to teach Dobkin a knuckleball. If we could get him up on the mound for 1 inning.
Oh, yeah.
And just throw knuckleballs and fastballs.
I'd pay to watch that. I'd pay to watch that. Jim Mayer taking a walk out to the mound.
I mean, Crowley's been doing a lot of really good work. I mean, give up 1 free base, but that's the first walk he's had since I'm pretty sure that first inning there. He hasn't walked anybody from my memory, since that first inning when that first runner for the Rams got on. So he did a lot of really good work out there. For the most part, shut down the Rams. I mean, they've only had, I think, 2 runners on, max at one point with a man on second and first there. Third and second. Got out of a really good jam, or a small jam. And then he managed to find his rhythm again late in the game when we noticed he was struggling in the first 2. And he did a really good job not letting that affect him coming out, building off of the momentum his team gave him while they were on offense, putting up those 5 runs, came out and, didn't let it go to waste, kept the Rams held at 0.
Yeah, it was definitely great outing by Crowley on the mound today. Seen him do his thing. Connor Crowley, I would tip my hat if I had one, but I don't. I mean, he dropped his hat a couple times, so we'll just let that slide. But definitely a great outing by him on the mound, like I did say. Was in the jam early in the game, a bit of a jam, would say. Found his way out of it and has then overall just dominated this game on the mound. But now on the mound for the Cardinals is the shortstop, Robert Kelly. So Kelly will make an appearance, hopefully trying to close this game out. There's 2 outs up on the board. So we just have to get out of this inning and then just finish the last 7th inning. The Cardinals do hold this lead. See, I didn't have a curveball like that. Like, there's no way, like, my curveball would not drop at all.
Yeah, my pitching days were all right.
And
I could throw fast, but
I played on a travel team as well, and man, that coach really wanted me to pitch, man. Like, I don't know who he thought I was. Like, I guess the next Pedro Martinez or something. I don't know why he thought that, but, I mean, he swore I was going to be him.
I think one of my favorite memories from pitching is I pitched a lot over the summer for that travel team that I played. I did a summer team this recent summer, the one before, and I played for my, I guess not necessarily my hometown, but it's where all my friends went. We played at Heightstown.
Mm-hmm.
And,
okay.
The Heightstown Legion team, I was pitching against Allentown's Legion team, And a kid I know, his name's Mike Doran, who graduated, plays at TCNJ right now, came up against me, a non-committed baseball player, went down in the count 3-2, and I chose to throw a curveball for some silly reason. God knows why. And he caught him swinging a sword, swung over it. Keep in mind, this kid is CVC all-second team.
Damn.
And absolute nobody struck him out on the dirtiest curveball he's probably ever seen. So that's my one baseball highlight. I'll live with that.
That's your highlight story, to just never let go. And I wouldn't let it go if I were you either, because, you have that disdain to live with. That pitch bit inside for Kelly on the plate. It was Matt Marquise for the Rams, so the count will be 2-0. Kelly will be behind 2 balls, no strikes. That one too high, gets out of Dobkins' glove, so the runner over at first will advance to second.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything quite yet, but I'm just going to start with, Kelly again. Got to find that rhythm up on the mound right now. Coming off of a really good performance from Crowley again in those first 5. Or I guess those last 3, first 2 obviously struggled, but, managed to find that rhythm. Kelly's got to take a few notes here and be able to find that rhythm here himself.
Yeah, definitely have to find it. He found the zone there, so it's 2 more strikes of that this inning to get out. But like you did say, it'll be important for Kelly to just find his groove early here. Cardinals are really they currently have a lead with some cushion as well, but they'll obviously prefer not to let any runs in with the man now in second base. That pitch low. So the runner will get a free base as he's taking a walk over at second. So now a man on first and second for the Rams.
Yeah, as we've pointed out, very good hitting team here are the Rams. Crowley did a great job shutting them down. Again, I mentioned earlier at the very start, a lot of these kids not hitting under 300. They're all hitting over. And the last thing you want to let them do is get some momentum here, and it looks like, thank God.
Yeah, it's going to be a ground ball over to Riley Rivera. He'll scoop it up and toss it to Aiden Crowley over at first base to record a 4-3 third out of the inning. So
yeah, that's a crucial play right there. I know it's small, I know it's routine, but if that ball gets through, you got 1 run scoring, 2 men on base, and a lot of momentum going for a pitcher who wasn't really in the zone for the one at bat the 2 batters that he faced up there. So that could have been very dangerous for the Cardinals. But it looks like they sent down another pitcher to warm up just in case. But I'd like to see Kelly go back out there again, find his rhythm, and just try to nail it.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to seeing if Kelly will finish off the game for the Cardinals. But Cardinals are now going to bat in the bottom of the 6th here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Welcome back to Cardinals baseball here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2. Cardinals do hold a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ben Pollock will now make his first appearance in the batter's box. He is now over at left field, as Robert Kelly did take the plate. It's a bit of a lineup change. Kelly is now at the plate. Connor Crowley is taken out of the game. Deacon Moore is now at third, and then Drizga goes over at shortstop as Ben Pollock is now in left field. Pollock watches the first pitch go by as a strike. Fouls ball the second one.
Coach is going to pick that one up. Hear the team go crazy as he makes a nice little infield grab.
Shout out Coach Jim Mayer with a bit of his flashbacks from his stud days.
Bang. Oh.
Well, Pollock there swinging on that one. So he's strike 3 called.
Yeah, obviously the Cardinals want to keep that momentum going, keep the bats flying right now. But you're in a really good position here, if things don't really go your way, you don't get the runs in, you go one more defensive inning there, go up, get 1, 2, 3, end the game and go home. Take a nice nap, have a Gushers.
Yeah, definitely a Gushers. I'm more of a Sour Patch Kids type of guy.
I was always an orange
actually
guy.
Sour Patch Watermelon. That's my Giovanni Brogo agrees with me. It's the thing to go with.
Little post-game snack.
Yeah, man. I used to get those, and I like brisk iced tea. And Dan Drizga rips that one down the right field line, but that
foul.
one will curve foul.
It's sad to say, but that's another very long strike.
Yeah, definitely is. That was a shot there.
That was a rip from Drizga, too, right down the line as well.
You would say if that one stayed fair. Yeah, it had a nice curve. That curve just a little too much. It just went foul there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Would have seen Drizga potentially standing on 2 right there.
Yeah, so the count now 0-2 for Drizga. Next pitch in. Oh, it's low in the dirt. Doesn't even reach the plate.
It's a dirty ball for the Worms.
So we just got confirmation that Dobkins does know how to throw a knuckleball.
I told you catchers do.
So I just wasn't expecting it. I just didn't know. I had no idea. Drizga rips that one, but it goes down to shortstop Julius Rosado for a 6-3 out. So now there's 2 outs on the board for
just
the Rams.
another routine play for the shortstop there, Julius Rosado. I mean, again, obviously their star player. Don't see that one going by him anytime soon.
Yeah, so now Giovanni Brogo will make another appearance at the plate.
Got a lot of potential here to keep this inning going, especially with a bunch of hitters who definitely do not want to be the last one up right now.
Giovanni Brogo watches that first pitch bounce and
It was
go
practically
behind the
rolling
catcher.
in the dirt.
Yeah, rolling in the pebbles, little turf pebbles, if you would call it that. We still have James Zori on the mound here. He's probably going to lose. We'll most likely get a complete game here if he finishes it off. But that one high, so the count is now 2-0 for Brogle. A little confusion if it's 2-0, 3-0, but
2-0.
yeah, I'm solid on 2-0. Giovanni Brogo tries to check a swing, but he makes contact and it stays fair. The ball
One of
went
those
down
inside pitches that just catches the bat on that check swing. It's unfortunate for Giovanni Brogo.
Yeah, Brogo just laughing it off here as he's walking down with his first base coach. As he knows, he just wished he could get that one back. But the Cardinals hold a 5-0 lead as Robert Kelly will take a walk back to the mound here to try to finish it off. But we'll be back here on 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
You heard that. You want to listen to 107.7 The Bronx Retro, WRRC2 for Lawrence Cardinals baseball, as they currently do hold a 5-0 lead as we now enter the top of the finish. Pardon me for studying.
Words, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a bit of a long day, but the Cardinals are in the top of the 7th inning trying to finish off this game. So Robert Kelly's on the mound here. He recorded the last out in the previous inning, so he's trying to get these 3 outs here. We have a pitch hitter for the Rams.
Really? That was definitely inside. Well, I wasn't questioning what you said, by the way. I was questioning the pitch.
I was like, oh, well, I believe we do. The dugout for the Rams are getting a bit rowdy here.
I mean, do I think it's about 7 innings too late?
Yeah,
Yes, 100%.
definitely.
I mean, I think if you were allowed at the start of the game, 0-0, you might have a different story here, trying to win that mental game. But clearly the Rams notice, Kelly's definitely struggling up there. Not necessarily his best performance. You don't want to let them get any momentum now. I mean, they got to go around about 9 different hitters if they want to actually come back in this game at this point. If they want to stay in this, they got to put up 6 here. So everybody on this lineup would essentially have to get a hit.
It would be huge for that to happen. I mean, it's hard for everyone to get a hit. Robert Kelly does.
It's hard, but, you start to hear them get loud because they notice the pitcher struggling, and they can work with that type of momentum. The first hitter just now doesn't even get on by a hit. He got on by a walk.
Yeah. And the next 2 pitches are balls as well for the leadoff hitter. The leadoff hitter. Pardon me, that is not the leadoff hitter. That is Sebastian Susumi. I butchered his number for Giovanni Brogo's numbers. Are both number 7.
There it is. I'm trying to think about which game it was I did where I talked about, struggling up there on the mound as a pitcher. I mean, you got to figure out what about your rhythm is off. Release point, velocity, where you're planting your foot at the bottom of the mound. Is it something about the way you're, holding the ball? You just got to be able to figure it out, take deep breaths up there on the mound. And now is not the time to kind of be trying to find your rhythm. You'd hope you were in it. But it's unfortunate. But, Kelly's got to do a quick job of finding it.
We might see a double play here.
Maybe? Nope.
No, not in time, as it was a 6-5 and just was not able to get to 3. I'm sorry, 6-4. Just not able to get to 3 there, but 1 out is recorded on a fielder choice.
Yeah, if Kelly can do that every time, just get him to roll over on a ground ball. I mean, he's doing his job equally as well up there.
Yeah, it's exactly what you'd want. I mean, like you said, you just record this out. Now there's 2 outs, and man will most likely be on first again once again. So, I mean, let's see what they do here. Is another pitch hitter.
There it is, yeah. It's just crucial that he continues to throw strikes, and he seems to be finding it right here as we speak.
Yeah, he probably just needed a little start just to find that little groove. Is almost the same thing we saw for Crowley early in the game. Yeah, there we go. That one in the zone again, but going
I remember
foul.
when I used to play in middle school, one of my coaches said I pitched better with the guys on the base. It's just
Work better under pressure.
sometimes. Sometimes.
Not all the time, but I guess it just people say he brings that dog out. Next pitch by Kelly, too high there. So the count will go to 1-2. There's one out on the board here, so the Cardinals just need 2 outs to end the game.
Yeah, Kelly's fastball clearly worked on those last 2 pitches there. I mean, really, he does have a lot of room to work with if he wants to throw junk. But, I mean, just try to bring him up and get him down. Is that mine? Nope.
No, it goes a little too far. Oh, I guess the ball will never come down. We're both looking back, looking for it.
I have no idea where that went, to be fair, yeah.
Count remains 1-2 with 1 out here. And we have a pitch hitter here in the 9-hole for the Rams, and that is a beautiful, beautiful curveball there for the third.
Swinging a sword.
Yeah, swinging a sword
Tossing the chair.
Game of Thrones type of swing. I'm not even a huge Game of Thrones fan, but I'm not going to say I'm not a fan. I just haven't really clicked on it. Nonetheless, Robert Kelly records a strikeout. Let me not start talking about Game of Thrones.
I miss high school chirps, man. This brings me back.
Now, top of the lineup for the Rams, Joseph Lepore, the center fielder. Man still remains over at first base for the Rams. Cardinals hold a 5-0 lead. So
yeah, we've seen 2 out rides before, so it's very important here that Kelly takes away any and all momentum that the Rams want to get here. I mean, we talked about it. We saw Lepore put up a really good fight again in the first inning. I think at every at-bat, he's actually done a really solid job up at the plate, fighting off some of those junk balls, just kind of swinging over him, putting him on, in foul territory there, and then waiting for his pitch.
Oh, that one hits the plate, the front of the plate, because we are on a turf field. So
that was weird.
Yeah,
I've never seen something like that.
That one pops just right in front of Dobkins. It's nothing you can really blame Dobkins for. He's just not able to find it, and it's really awkward when the ball hits that rubber part of the home plate, like on a pitch like that.
Yeah, that bounced straight up.
Yeah, it's really, really awkward for the catcher. So the runner just advances over to second here, and the same thing happens. Dobkins isn't able to get there fast enough. He was able to locate it, but not fast enough. So the count now 3-1. Now they have a man over at third base for the Rams.
Yeah, he's going to work up, throwing in the third pitch after pitch. Got to make the adjustment here. Third try is the charm.
Yeah, third time is the charm. Third out will be a dime.
They gave him a strike
for the Cardinals.
No,
that was... Oh, no way.
I'm pretty sure it's still 3-1, but...
Yeah, it definitely is 3-1. Yep, now it's a walk. So Joseph will make first base now. Here now, men on the corner for the Rams.
This is not the kid you wanted to play at this point in the game.
So now we have Julius Rosado, the leader in every single stat, up at the plate for the Cardinals. For the Rams. Rosado wasn't able to find the bag throughout the game here so far, so he's going to try to change that or at least put something on the board here. But
yeah, Kelly definitely not wanting to throw this kid a fastball. I mean, with Kelly's speed up there, his velocity, this is definitely the matchup that Rosado would be looking for to get a good hit here.
Yeah, definitely would be. Dobkins able to protect the plate. The runner over at first taking a sweet little time, so I'll be interested to see if Dobkins will just take a shot over to first base, but it'll be interesting.
I can't imagine he's going to be end up stealing yet, at least.
That one swung. Oh, I thought that one might be yours, Owen, but
that was high.
Yeah, it goes a little too far. So the count now goes at 2-1.
I'm so close. I will get one.
Coming closer and closer every game, man. You're gonna get it. I have faith. I definitely do.
Now, knock on wood, but I'm feeling a pop out. If not,
yeah, definitely. We've seen that happen multiple times this game. That ball falls in the mid of Dobkins, but
why didn't the runner on third commit to that?
Yeah, that was really weird.
On me.
The ball did just pop out of Dobkins' mitt, but he was able to find it. But it did go to the back of the fence here. So runner on third, for some odd reason, stays. Runner on first advances to second. So now 2 men in scoring position. Count is 3-1. Pitches in that swung on. It's gonna go foul. But it's grabbed on for an out. That was Ben Pollock, if I'm correct. I'm going to be honest. Couldn't even see it. If I'm going to
wish I did.
Just be honest with you. I'm just seeing the emotions of everyone. So, Julius Rosado, like you did say, called it. Owen.
Did he die for that?
Or
did he just get there?
I'm not too sure. I mean, we'll ask around.
He just got to it? Yeah,
he just got to it. All right, so he just got there. So the Cardinals will come out victorious today on this beautiful Monday evening.